Hello, folks. I'm OdinSpack. I'm a video game collector, and I want to tell you the story on how I got one of my best game finds on a game hunt that happened on my wedding day. Today's June 4th, my wedding anniversary. I thought this was a perfect time to tell this story because I think it's pretty funny. It has a great ending because I got married, but also because it's just a ridiculous story in general. So traditionally for a wedding, the couple doesn't see each other on their wedding day until the moment at the altar. When the bride's walking down the aisle and the groom sees the bride, and she looks amazing, and they start tearing up. So that entire day leading up to our wedding, there was preparation for me to do, but there really wasn't much. I really just had to get ready, get my tuxedo on, and pretty much just get to the venue. There wasn't really a lot of preparation that had to be done. A lot of it had already kind of been taken care of. So I had some free time before the wedding. So when I woke up that morning, I stayed in a hotel room by myself, and I opened up the curtains to my hotel room, and literally right across the street, when I opened those curtains, I saw a house with a yard sale sign. And I I love going to yard sales and garage sales. Because you never know if you will find, that hidden gem, that game someone's selling for really cheap. You don't really find anything doing it, but I love the thrill of the hunt. It's my favorite part about going out game hunting. Going to a game store is one thing, you're going to find games, but when you go to a yard sale or a garage sale, you never know what's going to be there, and it's always really exciting. So on my wedding day, I decided, I'm going to that yard sale. So my dad, he had driven in from out of town. And he's like, I'll go with you. I was like, okay, all right. So it was just the two of us. We went across, and there's no sidewalks in the city anywhere. So I had to walk across the lawn, walk across the road, dumb, but it wasn't a far walk. I just had to walk around the hotel. And my friends, who are pretty much none of them live around here. All of my friends are online. Many of them came in for my wedding. They were staying in a different hotel. I probably could have asked them to come to this, but I guess I was just so anxious, on my wedding day. So I had been messaging them in our Discord group and stuff. I'm like, hey guys, there's a yard sale across the street. I'm going to it. And they're like, you should. And so I did. So I went there, and I didn't see anything. I looked it over. I'm like, oh, what was I expecting, right? It's, just, I wasn't really super dressed up at this point, I don't think either. I may have had maybe my dress shirt on, but I don't think I was in the suit or anything. But anyway, I talked to the owner of the yard sale, because you always got to ask. I was like, do you have any video games that you're selling? And she was like, oh yeah, I think there's one or two over at the table over there where the DVDs are. And I had looked there. I swear I looked there, and I didn't see anything. So I turned around and looked back, and sitting on the table is the only game I saw. If there was another hidden gem there, another good game there, I don't know. But sitting on the table there was Metroid Prime Trilogy, the Steelbook edition. I think it's supposed to have a slipcover or something, but I don't really care. And I could not believe it. I'm like, are you kidding me? I had previously tried to get this game in the past at a yard sale, and it was either $5 or $10 back when I was living in Canada, and I bought it because they had it, and then when I opened up the case, it was empty. But this one, no, it's got the manual, it's got the disc, it's all there. So yeah, this was just sitting on the table, and I somehow just overlooked it, and I was in shock. I was like, are you kidding me? This is one of those games that I've been looking for a long time, one of those ones I just wanted to own. And so it's not just yeah, it's definitely a more expensive game on the Wii, but it's one that I genuinely wanted, and it's one that I almost had in the past, and I had to pass it by, and I was so upset, especially because I should have just bought the empty case back in Canada. but whatever. I have it now. So I was like, well, I don't think it even had a price sticker on it. And she's like, and I asked how much she wanted for it. And she said $5. And I was like, I was like, I don't think I can give you like, not that I was going to give her less, but I was like, I don't think I could give you $5 for this. I feel like I would feel too bad giving you $5 for this game. So I gave her 20, which is probably still way under what it's worth, but it made me feel better that that I sold it, that she sold it for not just $5. And then, I had to tell my story to her. I was like, look, I'm getting married today. So this is really exciting for me right now. She's like, oh, congratulations on that. So I went back to my room and, I texted, I may have tweeted like, a certain 4-letter word or two, with a holy in front of it. Because I was like into our friend group, I can't believe it. Like, just what a hilarious thing that I came across, and like this is probably one of the best scores I've ever had at a garage sale. The fact that I could have had this for $5 is probably would have made it better, but I'm no regrets, obviously. I'm so happy I have this. I haven't actually played this yet. I've beaten the original Metroid Prime, and I've played a lot of Metroid Prime 2, both of those on GameCube, but I've never played the third game, and I have yet to play this. So I need to fix that for sure, because this game has like Wii controls, so it's got like motion aiming. It's supposed to be really good, like this version. So I don't really know why I haven't played it. I always tell my friends I wish what I had done is never told them that I had found anything at that garage sale, and then when I walked into like the wedding reception, or even just like when I saw them like as I was getting ready like to get married, I wish I had just like had it in my jacket and just like pulled it out or something like that. That never happened. That's my fantasy reveal for how I wish I had done that, but I was so like panicky on that day. It was a big day. I was getting married, and there's so much I remember about that day. It's like one of like, it's one of the biggest days of my life, getting married. And it's so fun to me that beyond just like everything sentimental about that day, that, my wife and my friends and my family, like just everyone being there, on top of that, I got a cool video game score at the same time, and it makes it so much better. Like, it's funny. It's really a footnote, really, in the day, but it's definitely something I'll never forget because it's how my day started, and it just got better and better from there. So that's my story on how I acquired Metroid Prime Trilogy. I plan to do more stories about kind of larger chunks of the collection in the future. I currently do a series called Odin's Collection, where I actually play the games and talk and have small stories about them, because I really love, showing off like how I got games. I think it's really entertaining. For me personally, I love watching collection videos, and I wanted to dabble in it a bit, so this is my first attempt at it. So I really hope you enjoyed this one. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe. I plan to do more of this kind of content. If there's anything maybe a C right here, like I know it's kind of a little difficult to see, but maybe, in a future video, we'll talk a little bit about more of these games. So I've been OdinSpack, and I will catch you on the next video. So until then, take care and goodbye.